There are very many positive aspects to mindfulness, but one of the most significant from my perspective is how it has the potential to help such a wide variety and number of people. So we get a variety of people coming to us at Mindfulness UK with a variety of different life situations and challenges and a variety of sufferings, you may say. But mindfulness enables us to help the majority of these people, and there's a great commonality and democracy in terms of how that works. And we find that although we're presenting mindfulness to maybe members of the general public on one day and in workplaces, organisations, unions the next day, in fact much of the problems, questions that arise or the situations that arise are actually quite similar. So we can answer, lead, advise and teach from a much greater depth of experience, given that commonality, given that democracy that we find even within different contexts and situations.
I did a mindfulness course 4 years ago, and initially it was because I suffer with arthritis, so it's chronic pain, but I'm also idiopathic anaphylaxis, so it helps that as well. But the other day I broke my leg. 10 minutes from home, going for a walk with friends, and the dog knocked me flying. As I spun round, I knew the leg was broken. And as soon as I hit the ground, I put myself in a recovery position and instantly told my husband and everybody around me that I was going to do my mindfulness. I was very grateful that I did it because it took over an hour for an ambulance to arrive. So I continually monitored my breathing and counting. And then, because I had a good friend with me, I took myself somewhere else, but told her about the journey that I took myself on. Then, because, not boredom, but I was there a long time, so I started to do a body scan. So when the ambulance arrived, I was able to tell them where the pain was and what I'd done, as far as I was concerned. But they weren't able to move me, so 82 minutes after the initial 999 call, they now called an air ambulance. So they arrived. By then I'm in tremendous pain, but explained I practice mindfulness, I will tell you where it hurts, and you must not touch. So because I knew exactly where it was, I was very happy for him to touch all the other parts apart from that one. Then it just took 3 minutes to get to the hospital. I was in hospital for 10 days and spent many a night awake because I had to lay on my back. So I practiced my mindfulness. And then when I was able to sit up, and it was early in the morning, before the sun was coming up, I would do some more mindfulness. In fact, I was probably doing it 2 or 3 times a day. But I find that's why I do it anyway. I do it a couple of times a day, given I have the chance, and try and practice being mindful all the time.
My name is Carol, and my professional practice is on the Changeist, and I've always worked with NLP and hypnotherapy. Personally, I've been following a mindfulness journey for some time. I was particularly interested in this mindfulness and compassion course run here at Mindfulness UK. What I really liked about it was the compassionate element, because that compassionate element means that I can work with my clients to enable them to be more gentler and kinder on themselves. I've learned for myself that the whole process of mindfulness can be a little bit confusing to people until they start to understand that by being present in the moment, they can be kind and gentle with themselves. That benefits them, enables them to stop the whole cycle of suffering that actually hurts them and other people around them. In my own professional experience, what I've learned for myself is that I'm a kinder and gentler person and more tolerant than I used to be. And I also can see that in my clients. They go away with some small piece of homework and they come back having been amazed at the ability that they have now to take a breath, to be present in that moment, to look around and actually see what's going on for them and why they might be behaving and reacting in ways that are unhelpful to them at that time. What I find with work is that those clients who do really embrace this element of compassion and mindfulness are much more able to live a more full and freer life. They're able to understand themselves and their own habits. They're able to make changes that might be small to them, but in the long run are really beneficial and very, very powerful.
I run, since doing my qualification, I've chosen to run introductory foundation courses in mindfulness, trying to make mindfulness as accessible to as many people as possible that perhaps wouldn't want to do the full MBSR, just teaching the basic foundation practices of mindfulness and giving some people some knowledge about the attitudes behind mindfulness so they can start to just be aware of mindfulness and bring it into their daily life.
Hi, my name's Nikki. I'm currently a primary school teacher and also a qualified mindfulness teacher, having done my level 4 at Mindfulness UK. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how mindfulness helps me stay centred in the classroom. One of the biggest stresses for teachers is trying to deal with the children's emotional needs whilst also trying to deliver the knowledge they need. So you sometimes feel like you're juggling two things within a lesson. Having developed a meditation practice for myself at home, I now find that I'm a much calmer person. I don't see their emotional needs sometimes as threats. I see them as a mirror of how they're feeling, so I take it less personally. I'm able to respond to them in a quieter way, listen better, and I'm also able to de-stress at home by using my meditation practice to get me back on track. Before I had these skills, sometimes it felt like I was a radio stuck on the programme that I tuned into that morning, as though I didn't have a choice about which station I could tune into. With mindfulness, I now feel that I can tune the station out of one that's stressful and into one that's calmer.
So we've been implementing a mindfulness pilot in children's social care. Social care is a very stressful environment, and I was very concerned about the social workers and the stress that they were under and how they were managing that. And knowing myself how mindfulness and compassion has helped me manage my work, we wanted to roll that opportunity out for other social workers, and particularly people who manage other people's distress. to try and create a more mindful approach in the workplace. So we've been offering the mindfulness-based stress reduction programme to middle managers who are coming here to Mindfulness UK. We're on our third cohort, so that will be 36 people who will have finished the course by November. Karen and I are evaluating that course, and we're hoping to feed that information back to a conference in November so that we can tell other people about what impact that programme has had.